silenced their minds in order to look at reality as such. And when they were, so you imagine now, you hold that imagination that around you there are vibrations, everything is continuing, and the internal vibration of the individual is completely quietened. And the impact of the external translates itself through the medium of the internal and expresses itself through the vocal system. So when they talk of 4 levels of speech, they refer to this as the para. So this beyond the individual is the vibratory nature of the universe in itself, where different vibrations correspond to specific experiences. When they became a more conscious of that interface, that is what they refer to as pashyanti. So para is when the individual's consciousness does not matter. It is truth as such outside. Then the individual's consciousness starts getting impacted by those vibratory patterns. That is pashyanti. And then those vibrations get translated through the peaceful medium of the individual in the rishi, which is madhyama. So the normally noisy internal domain of the individual that translates the world around them is quietened as a quest of the rishis. And in that silence, their being was impacted and translated and finally expressed in Vaikhari. And as it expressed itself, there was no thought behind it. So the universe found its mapping through the vocal system and expressed itself in the form of the Vedic mantras. The very quality of the Vedic mantra is they are known as Satya. The rishis are known as Satya Shrotaraha, Mantra Drashtaraha. They were listeners of the mantra. They were not composers of the hymns. And they were also seers of the mantra. And when we're seeing seers, it can be this pashyanti, where they are impacted, consciously impacted. So the very quality of the mantra that emerged in the Samhita part of the Vedas has the feature of communicating the experience of sounds. So when we talked of language and its role, we spoke of language as being a communicator of thoughts and intentions, in which case the medium of the individual plays a vital role. So the characteristics of the human being who's articulating that language is critical. Their faculties of the expression, their knowledge of language, of vocabulary, of grammar, all of that plays a very critical role in shaping the output in Vaikhari. But when none of that exists because of the silence of the being, then what is impacted is what is uttered. And that utterance has a certain universal feature about it because it is a communication of the vibratory nature of the sounds themselves. And therefore, a mantra is nothing but a systematized sound technology, where sounds are placed in certain manner, where they would, spontaneously of course, where they would generate experience irrespective of what the human mind thinks about it or not. The human mind can either be aligned to the vibratory experience of the mantra, or it can be silent and surrendered, in which case the mantra will play itself out.